Hello. Oh my gosh. So I am still trying to figure out this technology, but I really got this inspiration, and this is so crazy. I haven't told the story yet, but I cannot believe that I am going to be sharing. My content is based off of something that I read in the Bible. This is crazy. I never would imagine that I would be in the word. In the word. It's so crazy because I'm not religious. I am not attached to any spiritual organization. I am deeply spiritual. I consider myself to be spiritual. I'm a spiritual being. And so I'm going to leave that story for a different piece of content, different live, a different time to share that story. But I was reading Romans 12 and I read the entire chapter, and it just really shocked me. And so instead of worrying about this isn't my place, or instead of worrying about I don't talk about like scripture and stuff, instead of worry about that, I just felt aligned to really just be transparent about something that's currently happening in my life without it having to be narrated or given out in a certain way. I mean, because if I picked up a personal development book, or if I watched a movie or a show that I enjoyed, I wouldn't give a backstory on how I got on that, how I found it. Like, I would just tell people like, hey, I saw this show and it was good, or hey, I was reading this book. It's a horror book, or a personal development book, or whatever book. I would just tell. Like, I wouldn't have to have a reason. But in this season, honey, I am reading the word. I have doing daily devotional. This is so new to me. And when I came across Romans 12, it just felt natural for me to share this with anybody who comes across way. And I have a email community, and I was like, I get to share this message with them. And I do have notes, y'all. I do have so many notes because number one, I get to stay on track, but then also I really wanted to there's certain points that I don't want to miss. I really want to share with you all. And again, honey, I am a rookie to the word. But I'm just doing what's authentic to me right now. I'm just doing what's in alignment. So, I mean, if you want to verify, if you don't believe me, I don't care. Like, this is my platform and I get to share how I want to. But if any of this resonates with you, I would highly, highly suggest that you go ahead and pick up the word, y'all. Pick up the word and read Romans 12 and read the entire chapter. Okay, so the theme that I wanted to share, and I don't even know if I have to say this, but no, my goal is not to. I don't want to. And I might end up putting my foot in my mouth, but I'm not trying to be nobody's pastors, nobody's preachers, nobody's minister. What I'm doing is just sharing. Because for me, I do want to give this piece. A person, I need evidence. My personality type, in order for me to move with authority and power, and in order for me to move with certainty, I need evidence, right? And so whether you believe this story is true or not, and like I said, I'll share that in a different. I'm not gonna say I believe every single thing, but what I am doing, I'm using hey, there's this story that I heard, and I am applying it in a way that makes sense. So maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. I don't. That's not my battle. That's not what this is about. I am using this because I read it. It's that I read, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is good. I'm in alignment with it. How can I use this to make meaning of it, and how can I apply it to my life?" Because I do believe that it is aligned and good. So that is my intention. I am not trying to, you get to read. Go do your own homework, go do your own research. But this is just my perspective and what I got from it. So, anyways, from Romans 12, and again, I read the entire chapter. This is my interpretation of it. For me, it literally was about managing your life. I know many times we're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do. I feel lost. I feel confused. And I feel that is because, like, number one, in reality, we've not been taught, how to actually manage our lives. And like a lot of the things that we learn as we go through life, it's a lot from things that we have been told, but I feel like we haven't been given a full picture. And like there hasn't been, I'm seeing this carefully because I'm having a new revelation in my life, but I feel like we haven't been given like, hey, this is how you manage your time. This is how you manage your energy. This is how you manage your priorities. This is how you manage your relationships. I feel like we have not been given that blueprint. And I feel like, we take and we do the best that we can. And it's just like it's part of the journey. I will say that I feel like this chapter in Romans 12, it's going to be my new foundation. I am definitely reworking the vision and the mission of my business because I align with so much of the context of what it said. And I wanted to say, like, most people, you've probably heard of a piece of Romans 12. People focus on this one verse, the part that says, don't conform to the world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that, right? And I think I want to even go deeper on that in a later video. Today is more about an overview of the entire chapter. But don't conform to the world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I feel like we all have our interpretation of that as well. But chapter 12, the entire chapter, it goes a lot deeper, and it really stopped me. That's why I say I gotta just share this with you. Okay. I feel like even if you're like me and you're not religious, but you are spiritual, I will say this chapter, it has practical, yes, and confronting, and surprising word about being responsible, and also just managing what we were given, right? I feel like a lot of times that loss and that confusion because we are not stepping into our authority, stepping into our power, stepping into it and being responsible with what we've given. We're looking out for outside approval. We're hearing the chatter, but we're not actually just being obedient and faithful. So that's what I want to break down in this video. Okay. And like I said, I'm looking at my notes. I do want to give you, and I want to give you like a paraphrase version just so you can understand where I'm coming from before I continue to go. And again, this information is copy and all that. So I am giving a paraphrase version just for us to be on the same page. But again, I mean, it's you can find it anywhere. Feel free to go ahead and, get an actual Bible and go line by line and read the entire chapter of Romans 12 yourself. But this is the paraphrase version that I want to share with you just so you can know what I'm talking about. So starting with verse 3, each according to the measure of faith God has given. As one body has many parts, and no parts have the same function, so we who are many are one body in Christ, and each one belongs to the other. Oh, yeah, that's so good. Okay, I can't wait to break that down. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to give you the whole overview. We have different gifts according to the grace given to us. If your gift is prophecy, use it in line with faith. If it is service, serve. If it is teaching, teach. If it is encouragement, encourage. If it is give generously. If it is leadership, lead with diligence. If it is mercy, show it with joy. Let love be sincere without hypocrisy. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good, be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Do not be lazy in effort. Do not be lazy in effort. Obviously, that's like one of my favorite things. Do not be lazy in effort. Be passionate in spirit. Serve. Rejoice in hope. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in trouble. Continue faithfully in prayer. Share with God's people who are in need, love, and harmony with one another, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you. Y'all, I mean, these are just some of my favorite verses that I'm like, oh my, I've read this thing over the past week. I probably read this thing like 20 times, like, and I'm like telling my cousin, I'm telling my mom, like, I am obsessed with this chapter. But anyway, so the core message that I got for it, and I want you to like kind of think about, how do you manage, and this is a question for me too, I'm just like leading, but how do you manage what you've been given? How do you manage your time? How do you manage your energy? How do you manage your responsibility? And do you do it with diligence, or do you do it with overwhelm? Like, let's just be real. You don't have to come in the chat. I would love to see if y'all are receiving this. Feel free. I am streaming on a few different platforms. But I mean, you don't have to comment. You get to if you choose to. But like, I feel like when we call out the thing that's holding us back, it literally unleashes us and it allows us to move forward. So really ask yourself, like, are you leading your gifts? Are you leading your strengths? Are you leaving the things that were entrusted to you that you're gifted with, leading it with diligence, or are you leaving it with overwhelm? And to the point of awareness, like, we are aware of a lot of things, right? But if we look at the results in our life, just things, just having insights, just hearing things, it's not enough. It is not enough. If we want change in ourselves, if we want change if we want change in the world, we get to execute consistently, okay? And we get to actually produce. And I'm gonna, there's so many things I want to branch off, but I want to say, like, a lot of times people are talking about I am in this season of wherever I heard, I went to church. I don't even know who I am right now. I don't even know. I went to church. I was forced. She gonna get me if she even said that. But I went to church for the first time, y'all, in like 14 years. And of course, I've been to a church, but to go with the intention of getting spiritual care, I've been to church in like 14 years. That's why I don't even know who I am right now doing this. But here we are. But I've heard this thing of like, I'm gonna wait until until it's the right time, or till I'm being told and led. And I feel like when we are given thoughts and ideas or given opportunities, it is our responsibility to execute those things if it is in alignment, and if it is if it comes from good. Like, we get to leave our in partnership with the spirit. Like, this is something that I believe. And so you can't have insight and awareness and like knowing what's going to come. You get to also be in diligence process. Like, you get to help move and get those results. Like, you just can't wait, be like, oh yeah, I know I'm going to be successful, but I'm just going to wait. Or I know I'm going to get married, but I'm just going to wait for my partner to come find me. It's like, no, I'm about to be where I know I need to be. I'm about to be, the places that I want to attract my partner. Like, I'm not just going to wait. I'm going to, like, hey, because if that's what you want, right? So I hope that this is a practical framework. And again, I am sharing this from Romans 12. And for me, what I'm finding is, and my mom was like, girl, you've been saying this for years. I just didn't have the proof of where I was getting this insight, where like I already felt like I already knew this stuff, but I just didn't have any proof, and no one ever explained to me. And again, that's gonna be a whole different video. But when you align your gifts, when you align your daily actions, your life moves forward. We know that. We know, and it will move forward. You get to choose, and you get to make it move forward with purpose and momentum. Okay. All right. So these are just some more points I want to hit on. Every person has so going back to the paraphrasing that I just shared with you a bit ago, every person has a measure of faith. Every person, if you're watching this live, you have a significance. Like, you're important to moving this world forward. You are important to moving yourself forward. You are important to moving society forward. We can watching TV and say, oh, all this stuff happened, bad times. Like, okay, what is your role? Like, we all get to be responsible. We all are living here. You know, I heard this context of one of my old coaches. She was saying that in her household, she doesn't give her kids allowance. And she doesn't give her kids allowance because, you know, in this household, we teammates. Like, you are a part of this family. You get to help keep this house clean. Like, I'm not gonna pay you for something that is part of all of our responsibility, right? You don't get paid for that. Like, no, if you do something above and beyond, yes, then you can get your allowance, but I'm not going to pay you to clean up the bathroom. I'm not going to pay you to wash dishes. So I'm like, oh, that's so good. So everybody, you know, has a measure of faith. Everybody has a gift. We all are responsible. And again, like, it really emphasizes that life is about responsibility and not just inspiration. And I looked at the definition of responsibility, and responsibility is the act or fact of having a duty to deal with something or of having control over someone. So responsibility is a duty. It is your responsibility. It is your obligation, you know, and we are all responsible. Okay. So again, I just want to land the point that your gifts, your time, your energy, and your commitments are entrusted to you, and they get to be managed. You get to manage them. Like, nobody, I mean, we've been living for a long time. I don't know how, ain't nobody ever just came up and was like, girl, let me save you. Nobody. So we all get to be responsible and manage our time, our energy, our commitments, our purpose, our contribution to the world. So and I want to give you an example just so you can understand what I'm saying, because this is how I learn. I be having to break things down to like 5th grade level. I'm like, what does this mean? So I can actually apply it and it can make a difference in my life, right? And so this analogy. So imagine like a personal trainer. They manage your physical progression, or if you hire a financial advisor, they manage your money. So we are responsible, and it's us. We get to manage. We have the authority. We have the power to manage our lives, to see the results that were entrusted with us, to see the to help contribute for ourselves, for our families, for our communities, for the world. Like, we're all responsible. I hope y'all got that. If y'all got that, let me know if you got that. Okay. So I want to go a little bit deeper into your gifts, what you're good at, your strengths. That's your response. A lot of times we pretend like we don't know. We pretend like we don't know what we're supposed to be doing, but it's that thing that comes natural to you. And it's natural to you. You enjoy it. And you that when you do that thing, other people are impacted and they praise you for it. Like, that's some of your gifts. That's some of your strengths. Like, we gotta get out of this energy of being confused. We got to get out of this energy of being scared. Y'all, my word 6 is courage. Okay? Courage. Hold on. I wish I had my I got it back there. Courage. Hold on. I don't have it. So look up the definition of courage, and maybe I'll do another live about that. But I've been listening to a lot of sermons, and I've been also listening to a lot of like word, because I do daily devotion, and courage is so, it's like, have courage. And that was before that was after I said, hey, my word for 2026 is to be more. So y'all, we get to be courageous and to know that, you know, we just get to do it. We get to take action. We get to be faithful, and being faithful means acting. And I'm doing things all out of order, but I want to share it with y'all. So I went to me and my cousin and the kids. We went to yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. Shout out to the leader. Okay, he was responsible. Okay, he was responsible, and he knew that he had the vision, and he was faithful, even though he knew what the risk was, and unfortunately, it cost him his life, but he knew, and they said this yesterday at the program, like because of him being courageous, because of him leading so powerfully, like we've had a Black president. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know some people, it's your choice, right? It's your choice, but we get to be responsible and we get to act. So not only do we get to remember, okay, yes, we get to remember, and yes, we get to, bring awareness, get to celebrate, but most importantly, like, we don't just celebrate. Now we get to act, we get to take initiative, we get to make impact, to actually make a difference. We can't just sit here and praise other people for leading and being courageous and doing their work. It's like, okay, it's time for me to get up. Like, I know that I'm supposed to contribute. I know that I'm supposed to give more. So what is it? So what is your gift? And feel free, again, talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. What is your gift? And and whatever that gift is, whatever it is, going back, if it is teaching, then you get to teach. If it is leading, you get to lead. If it is encouragement, you get to encourage. Whatever is natural to you and you feel like you make a difference, for yourself or for somebody around you. It doesn't matter how big or small. Focus on what you can focus on and do it messy. Like, I don't even know if the thing is set up right. I was trying to set this live up, honey. I don't know what I'm doing on the tech side, but I was like, I'm just go live and I'm gonna figure it out after. But what is your gift? Because that is your responsibility. The time is always right to do what is right. It's always right to do what is right. Okay. So if it's leadership, you lead with diligence. If it is service, you serve. If it is encouragement, you encourage. If it is giving, give generously. So you can take a note in your phone or whatever, but this is an action point for all of us. Identify 1 to 2 gifts and assess it. Like, so one of my gifts is speaking. And I will say, for a long time, I've always felt like, I need to prepare. Yes, I do get to prepare and cultivate it, but I speak well. Do I speak grammatically correct? Probably not. But when I speak, I know I can see the difference, and people say, give me good feedback. Yeah, like, I hear you, girl, right? I don't know, right? I'm just doing it until I can define. But what is one of your gifts, right? Feel free to share it, or at least write it down or note it to yourself, and ask yourself, assess yourself, if you are actually using your gifts consistently. Are you using your gifts consistently? If not, it's okay, because this is a new moment. You can start now. Like, what happened yesterday, what happened last year, what happened 10 years ago, it's okay. We can't do nothing about it. That's why it's important that we manage our time. But are you actually using your gifts consistently? You can type it in the chat. And then what is ways that you, and if you have a few different gifts, what is one place that and you can answer this for yourself, that good and well, I am not managing my gifts. I am not managing this thing, my calling. Like, I am called to do this thing, but I'm afraid. Like, you really letting fear stop you from making an impact in the world. You really letting fear stopping you from getting the blessings or being a blessing to somebody else. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Now we're going to get into non-negotiables in your daily life. So Romans 12 continues to say, be sincere, hate what is evil, cling to what is good, live in harmony, don't be lazy in effort, be patient, and serve with joy. Okay. So if I translate this to like modern times, so for instance, going back to time, are you integrous with your time? With your time, however you spend your time, like, right? Because spending is very literal, because once we it's not like money. Time is not like money. I think time can be money, but time is not like money. But when the second is over, like, I've been on here for 24 minutes, I can't get the 24 minutes back. Okay. But money, you can reinvest, you can get that money back. So yes, we're talking about time. What is your time integrity? Do you need to keep your commitments that you currently have in your life, or negotiate your time? Do you, I mean, I have calendars. I love calendars. I love planning. That is also one of my gifts, right? That is also why I am, being more vocal about my planning skills. I love planning. I love organizing. I love thinking things through. I love to strategize time. Like, I feel like time is one of the most valuable things that we are blessed with, and we get to use it as a tool. That's why I'm going to start offering, like, help people to strategize their time and their energy, because that is something that it's one of my gifts. I'm really good at time management. Now we can go into details. I love to at least do the planning part and the strategy part and hold people accountable to that. So, time integrity. What are your current commitments in your life, and do they need to be kept or renegotiated? Your energy management. How do you protect your capacity? Like, are you overcommitted? It's okay. We all, get super inspired and then we like a lot, but what I'm finding in this season of my life is to really keep it simple until I can build up my rhythm and my momentum. Like, there's so much content. Y'all, I was traveling in Asia last year. Excuse me, I don't know if you know that, but I lived in Asia I was traveling for 6 months. And like, I just lived in countries that I never, most of them were not even on my list, but I went where the wind blew me, right? And I just allow, and I have so many beautiful experiences and so many lessons and things that I want to share. In this season of my life, though, I get to focus on, I'm going to call it the KPI, the key priority indicators, the income producing activities in my life, because I know if I focus on the things that are going to cause growth and momentum, and right now it's not about me like being every time. Yes, I know that is the goal, but I get to simplify my life. So yes, I want to market more, but I'm not in that season, and like tugging at me. It's actually forcing me to go fast. But really, energy management is about protecting my capacity. I know right now this is what I can do, and I'm going to trust, like, this is the journey. I'm going to make it right, and I'm going to, like, just focus on the simple things that I do consistently. And the next thing I would say is execution discipline. Follow through beats intention. Action beats intention. Actually doing it beats your intention. It beats your I'm thinking about it. Yo, we get to execute and we get to be disciplined. The things that we can't keep procrastinating. I heard that my coach, she also said that procrastination and perfectionism, they're like cousins or sisters or something like that. Meaning, if you feel like things can be perfect, obviously there's some trauma there where you probably were ridiculed or judged. And now you want to get it right. You want things to be perfect. You want things to be right because you don't want to be judged. Okay. But at the end of the day, people talk junk, and they not our people. Like, we wouldn't even hang out with those people anyway. So why do we care about what other people are judging us on if we know we are doing it from a place of good? So at the end of the day, do the best that you can and just follow through and take action. If you know that, hey, I'm doing this, and not only is it going to support the people around me, it's also going to support myself. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to do it messy. I'm going to do it the best that I can, and I'm going to learn from it, and it's going to impact, right? I'm thinking like this next season of our life, it gets to be about impact and making a difference, right? I'm so over this conversation of good enough. Like, I know for me, I am not aligned with mediocrity. I do not like nothing. I don't like average. Like, it just eats me. I don't like it. Like, I don't want nothing average. I want excellence. I want the best, and I think so many times, like, we think like, oh, I'm fitted in. No, like, we are not meant. We're all meant to, like, execute and do things with excellence, the best that we can. So the insight that we have today, it may not be what we know to do tomorrow, but at least we had think of us at least trying. But executing with discipline is just follow through, finish what you start, do what you said, and just take action, because it'll get you closer to where you really want to be. Okay, and then I want to talk about relationship responsibility. Harmonize where you can, it said. Harmonize. Again, everybody ain't our people. everybody is not our people. We get to show mercy and grace. So one thing about me, and I'm still working through, I'm on the end of it though now, because like some stuff just be happening, y'all. We get all these tests in our life, and some stuff happening, and I'm like, okay, I see you. It's okay. It's okay, but it's not as it's not really in me. It's just more in my mind now. And at the end of the day, gonna hate people, because if people are gonna project on you, people are gonna judge on you. But like one of the recent encounters I had, I wanted these people to understand me, and I wanted to I wanted to explain myself, and that's something I've been dealing with. Like I've always kind of been a black sheep. I've always been different and just my own person entire life. I've never fit in. My siblings have called me weird my entire life. And I've known I don't really fit in with these people around me, and I'm grateful. Recently something happened in my life, and I was like sharing it with some family, and they were just, instead of them asking me, "Hey Zay, what do you want? Hey, are you okay? Hey Zay, how does that?" Or "Hey Zay, what do you see for yourself next?" They immediately we talked about what happened to me, or what was happening. It wasn't anything too bad. They were like, oh, they immediately went to start projecting on me and judging me. Well, you like this. Well, and not one time did anybody care enough about me to actually want to know what do I want and what do I see for myself. It felt like this is my life we talking about, right? And I'm gonna just be real, because I'm still working through it, but I'm like, this is my life. I made this decision for my life. You don't care enough about me to ask me, why am I choosing? It's like, if you care about me, ask me why I'm doing it. Don't just start judging me and saying, well, you like this and you like that, and they started giving me advice out of scarcity. Oh, you might be making a mistake because of this. And I'm like, if I prayed on it, if I'm making this decision, I appreciate you trying to support me, but you coming at me at an angle of judgment. You're judging me and you're telling me that I'm wrong for doing something for my life, and you're not coming at a place from, is it good for me? Nobody cared enough to be like, how are you in the situation? Are you good? Right? And so sometimes we gotta look at situations and harmonize where you can, because this is really just proven to me more and more. I get to be better so I can really level myself up, so I can attract relationships that are where my highest version of myself, right? I show these person, yes, I'm gonna talk about it, because I feel like whenever we build awareness, that when you give advice to people, make sure you have the results. Nobody, and that's what I'm saying. The people who was trying to give me advice, you don't have the results that I'm seeking. So how are you giving me advice on the things that I didn't ask you to give me? We were just having you asked me about something, I told you about it, and you just gonna start giving me advice. But I don't want your results, so stop projecting on me and giving me advice that I didn't ask you for. You asked me a question, I answered the question, it's my decision, and you want to give me advice, and you not healthy in that area of your life, right? So I'm showing the mercy, yes, and there will be a follow-up, because I don't quit hey, I don't like the way you projected on me, I don't like the way you judging me. Yes, that may be your perception of me, but you see me as being bossy, but I see myself as being powerful. Yes, I'm very assertive, but in my walk and the way I'm made up, I get to lead, and lead not passive. I don't get to be passive. That's not my. When I tried to be modest and strength, and how my voice, my life got chaotic, right? But whenever I'm bold and I trust that I'm doing things through in a powerful way. So what if you have a negative connotation? Leaders lead, and it's powerful. And how am I bossy when I'm in my life? Right? So we get to be careful, and we get to harmonize where we can, because everybody don't get to. It sucks, y'all, and that's another thing that I have a hard time with, is when I connect to somebody, I want us to be connected forever. But what I'm really realizing is being with the season of removal. things come to tea. Don't get to. It's like when I learned. This is so crazy, but I got a nephew, and so this popped in my mind. But I have a nephew, and he's in diapers, right? And one season I needed diapers when I was a baby, but I'm not still carrying around diapers because it helped me at one point. No, I grew out of that stage, right? And so I hope that helped. Anyways, I'm curious. Please feel free to comment. And I don't even know if y'all can. I don't even know if I can see your comments or anything. All right, y'all. I'm gonna figure out this technology soon. But anyways, feel free to jot down or share, or even for yourself in your notes. Jot down one non-negotiable that you can implement this week. Like, how are you going to like, what is one non-negotiable you're going to implement when it comes to your energy, you execute it and actually take action, or just being responsible in your relationship? Harmonize where you can, honey. And that's that's what I want, because that verse said harmonize where you can. It says live in harmony with one another, if it is possible. Yo, the word said if it is possible. If it is possible. Even the word said, listen, you're not gonna get along with everybody. But if it is possible, you get to try. I mean, you get to act on it, you get to do it. But if it's not possible, move. Yeah, that tripped me out. Live in harmony with one another. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you. As far as it depends on you, honey. Woohoo! That is so good. Okay. Let me see. We about to wrap up soon, y'all. I knew this was so good. Okay, going back to from insight to management. Insight, when we say insight, I'm talking about awareness or having the knowledge. That's why they say when people say knowledge is power, knowledge is powerful. You know how people say that? And I've heard people like success mentors say, no, knowledge is not powerful. Applied knowledge is powerful. Applied knowledge is powerful. So you can have the awareness, you can have the insights, you can be thinking about doing that thing. But if you're not actually doing it, practicing, that's another thing, a word. I've read so many texts that say to practice, we get to act on it. It's about just doing the things, right? We get into actually managing what we're responsible for. So most people stop at the awareness or the insight. Like, man, I see what matters. I see the problem. I know what can be done. Like, most people see a problem and they just speak to, oh, I can see the problem. But not many people actually go out there and actually try to fix the problem or actually try to contribute to the problem being fixed. I mean, so many people, just our entire, since I guess media came out, people have complained about how people are leading this country, leading their city, leading their community. Okay, what are you doing? Are you out in your community leading? Are you out trying to make a difference for the people around you, your society? Like, what are you doing? Like, quit talking about other people and how they doing their best. They even if you can see that it's flat out wrong, if they feel like they doing their best and they actually are courageous enough to do the thing and they trying to do it how they do it, you don't have to agree with it to get out there and actually take action to actually fix the thing that you see the problem is. I hope y'all picking that up, honey. I hope y'all picking that up. So stop just like, oh, I see this the problem. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here and complain about what they doing. Okay, but what are you doing? Because you matter, you're important, your significance matter, and your contribution matters. So you get to help. Since you're so passionate, you want to waste all your energy, your time, your emotions on this problem. You get to fix it. How about you step up and you lead instead of talking about how other. Because Romans 12 shows us that management is action. Management is action. Management is responsibility. Management is accountability. Like, so you see this problem in the world. You see this problem in your family. You see this problem in your life, but you're not being accountable to it. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? You see this problem in the world, but you're not going to get out to be consistent in order to finish the problem. I mean, like I said, Romans 12 talks about responsibility. It talks about action. It talks about accountability. It talks about consistency. So how are you managing it? So here's some action steps. Okay, I'm giving y'all action steps because I am I am not your guru. I'm just kidding. I saw Tony Robbins. He's a huge motivational speaker, and people actually pay this man for them to motivate him, for him to motivate them. And he came out with a documentary. I didn't finish it, but he said, I'm not your guru. So I'm giving you action steps because my contribution, my intention, I'm taking action on my intention with this live is to move you forward. And so this is how I would do it. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it, but I'm saying this is how I would do it. Okay. So you pick one gift, pick one of your gifts, pick one of your strengths, and one area of your responsibility that you know you've been neglecting. What is that? One gift, that thing that you know that you are called to contribute. And I want to say, I'm gonna stop saying contribute for ourselves, but really just contribute to the world, because I feel like when we make it bigger and make it outside of ourselves, then that's when real progress happens, and that's when we get to just show up. Like, so if we, let's say, if like you start doing volunteer stuff, like you just gonna hurry up, whatever, I'm gonna be served, right? You're not even worried about you, but by you actually showing up and serving other people, you are getting fed too. You are getting fulfilled in your being, right? So pick one gift, pick one strength, and one area of responsibility. So you can do like one gift. So like one of my gifts is, I'll keep it talking, right? One of my gifts is talking, and one of my responsibilities really encouraging people to move forward. That's what I'm choosing today. It might change tomorrow, but that's what I'm choosing right now. And have I been neglecting it? Yes. Up until now. Up until now. We're not playing that no more. Up until now. Okay, that's my example. Write your example. Apply a weekly review. Track your execution. This is your mini scoreboard. I actually was giving out, I think was it last week, I create a template on how to have a 5-star life. And so in this template, we get to rate ourselves, right? We get to be honest, you know, and we get to track ourselves. And I gave all of the instructions in that. But I know for me personally, up until now, I haven't been responsible with my gifts, but now it is part of it is, number one, my relationship with my spirituality. I do now. Very new to it, but hey, I'm here, I'm doing it, right? And so that's my me developing my strength and my culture and my belief in what I'm supposed to be doing and my purpose and my calling. Two, every week, and I'm a planner girl, honey. I don't play. One thing I'm gonna do is plan. I love it. I love to hold myself responsible. I love holding other people accountable as well. But a weekly review, one of my one way that I can track, like, hey, am I really using my strengths and being responsible in it? Is every week I've made 2026. I want to go live every single week, or even if it's not live on social media, I do have an email society. I have a newsletter that goes out that I really just started doing, but I want to give back to my content. I want to give back to my community every week. So if you do want access to that newsletter, so it may not always be on social media, but every week I have it in my calendar, every single week, to give back and just share insight to help people who are who wants to be in community with me. I'm not saying that I'm the leader, but what I'm saying is I am being responsible for my life, and I want to have people around me who are courageously contributing to the world, who are willing to make a difference, who are determined to live a great life, a life of excellence, a life of total freedom, right? And through that, like, we get to network and what y'all say, fellowship. We get to do all that together. And so I'm not saying I'm the leader of the community. However, I am being responsible and creating a network around me that can keep me going, because I know, like, if I keep going, I really believe that I have the calling to encourage people, to lead people to what they're supposed to be doing. Not that I'm the leader, but more so that I am the accountability factor for them. So feel free to share your results in the comment. You can always text me 757-780-8585. And you can just say, like, hey, I made a shot to put it on, social media or whatever. Or I don't know if you're watching this as a replay on something that I may have in one of my memberships, but Share your results with someone and hold yourself accountable publicly. So when I get to like really work on defining this, because of course tell everybody all your business, and then it get in you that when they hating on you. I don't know. I like to tell people stuff, and I love to prove people wrong. So you gotta know yourself. But if you know, like, you're very like, when people say something to you, it kind of stops you. For me, when people say something, I love it make me go harder. So for me, I don't mind like sharing like where I'm going. Of course, like I don't have the I don't have the awareness to like tell every single thing. I can just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Okay. But really sharing it with somebody that you trust, or even sharing it holds you responsible, and it holds you accountable, because you like, dang, man, I already said that I'm gonna do better. So you have this new identity, and you don't want that shame or spirit, because every time we don't do the things we said we were going to do, it kills our self-esteem. That's why so many people around with their heads down, acting like they're not worthy, because they're ashamed of who they been behind closed doors. That's why we get to be in community. We get to be in community because like that's what's required. I mean, we human. There are just certain proven strategies in the world when we are communities that we want to be community around us. Let's start there. We all have communities, but are you intentional with leading in your space, in your community, that is for the great good, not only for you but for other people as well? So when you declare to us that you trust, and there was a stat, I don't have it on me right now, but literally when you declare to somebody that you admire and you respect, or follow through on that thing, that goal, it goes up to like 95%, versus like if you just have an idea of doing something and you never do it, like you probably not gonna do it because you're not holding yourself responsible and accountable. But when you tell somebody that you trust and you declare it public, step into that identity of already achieving that which you have wanted. So here are the key takeaways, okay? This is all Zay Faith. Hey, this is my platform, okay? Ooh, honey, who am I? But this is my platform, and I really hope that when you come across my content, whenever you come across me, I hope that you feel empowered to love yourself up. And is that palatable? I did not know I was going to be saying this, but here we are. Is that palatable? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. One of my, I don't know if it's a gift, but just something that I know that is very true is I'm not, it was a word that I thought about the other day, but I'm not like palatable to everybody, because I make people uncomfortable. Do I intentionally be like, hey, let me make you uncomfortable? No, I honestly don't have the conscious people tell me. Like, I do what I'm gonna do anyways, and for some weird reason, people feel intimidated by it, or people feel like I'm trying to outshine them, or sometimes they don't even be around me and they just see me with other people and think that I'm doing too much. What? How? If this person is great, it's because, again, stop projecting on people. You feel like you have this stuff that ain't got nothing to do with me, but you have this stuff about yourself, or you have your own whatever you got going on, and you feel like only one person can be bright. But what if I'm standing around to somebody who's being authentic and who's living in their power? I believe that we making it bright together. Like, I don't believe that if somebody's been authentic, true self, that they can be too bright. Like, they don't even make sense. People just be saying stuff, and people just be emotional and in feelings to make themselves feel better, but you still feel like crap because you ain't doing it from a place of good. You're doing it from a place of negative emotion and saying stuff that don't even make sense. Like, if I'm being 100% authentic and 100% myself, and somebody standing beside me, it's gonna level them up too. And I'm a, hey, you can't stand by me if you about to be, doing low vibe stuff, because I don't roll like that. Okay, so I hope to you to really get diligent, to really be responsible, to really be accountable to a meaningful life impact. And I believe that comes from managing what you've been entrusted with. Just knowing what needs to be done. We all know what needs to be done. Okay. But how are you responsible to that? How are you? Don't speak on. I like. I'm every day, y'all. I'm getting braver. I'm getting more courageous. I'm getting more belief. Like if I'm wrong, I don't. Oh, honey, that's okay, honey. I've been wrong. Unfortunately, I'm doing this experience. I'm doing this spiritual experience through human form. That's just, hey, I'm a human right now, and I'm okay because I can make mistakes and I can be wrong because every single human that I know, I have not met one human who hasn't made a mistake. So why are you judging me for me and my mistakes? We all make mistakes. We all mess up. Okay. And I can be wrong. And if I am wrong and you feel like it is your responsibility to help me see the right way, if that is your job, honey, yes, I am mature enough to have a conversation. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with, hey, Zay, I know what you said, but I don't really agree with it. And I don't think that's right. Okay, let's talk about it. But don't come at me sideways trying to be mean to me or trying to talk crap about me or trying to make me feel bad. Like say, hey, Zay, you said this. We can be adult. Like, let's practice our EQ. We all have emotional intelligence. Well, we all have a capacity, but we get to expand our emotional intelligence. It's okay to have conversations and not be offended with each other. Like, we get to grow, okay? And I can be wrong, but if it don't matter, like, to you, just go ahead and you keep doing your thing over there, because I'm not gonna really talk about nobody if I'm not willing to help them. So anyways, like I said, a meaningful life, I believe, is about creating impact. In order to do that, we get to do that for managing what we've been entrusted with and not just talking about it, not just knowing what matters, right? So I invite you to really assess your responsibilities, and also if you are looking for more of this, like dang girl, you're at my neck. I really, if you really are Howard, like dang, I want to be around more of this, and who knows, it's for the day and not tomorrow, right? I really invite you, like, if you are looking to have more systems, if you want to more one-on-one or more small groups of how to manage your time, your energy, and your commitments, and you really want to start following through, you can reach out to me. Like, my number, you can text me anytime. And when you text me, because make sure you let me know like how I can help you. My number is 757-780-8585. Or you can probably go one of my social media links or whatever. And if you're watching, you're probably on my email subscription list, and you can always email me, okay? But my intention is to be, like, again, we always talk about in business. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. We always talk about having a COO for our business, and that's pretty much a chief operating officer, and pretty much it's the person who makes sure they are making sure that the business is hitting the goals, hitting the results. So that's what that is. We always talk about that in our, if you have a job, trust me, that company, the reason why they know how to tell you, like, hey, you need to do this much production, hey, this needs to be done in this time frame. COO, there's the person in charge of making sure that the goals are getting done. They break it down and they give you certain activities to do within a time frame of that. So I really believe that we need to hire, or we get to be our own COO of our personal life. And so if you don't have that, or you want support with that, feel free to reach out to me, or like be responsible and be your own COO. Manage your energy, your time, your commitments, your responsibility. Like, you get to do that. You are smart enough, you are powerful, you will figure it out. All you do is, start with 15 minutes a day. For me, I be needing like 3 hours, because I love thinking, I love strategizing. Like, it's so much fun to me. Like, I love figuring out problems, like fix problems, like using my mind. So if you need support, more than welcome to reach out to me. If not, do the work, figure it out. Google, ChatGPT. Like, there's so many tools in 2026 where it's no excuse anymore. And I mean, in this season, I mean, I don't know, I'm just being faithful in this season of my life, and right now I'm just doing what I'm inspired to do, what I know how to do. I know how to go live. Like, do I know all the platforms? And I don't know who's seeing or how y'all seen it, because I obviously didn't set it up right. I was figured out, but I was like, I'm letting this be easy. I'm not stressing myself out because I didn't want to be late. I just wanted to do do a good job, right? And so I didn't care about it being right. But what I did do, I said, hey, I am just being diligent. I am just being passionate to support each other. I feel like in this moment of my life, when I was going through, the different roles that were saying, and again, this is the paraphrase version, because I told you I didn't know nothing, but I didn't realize the Bible was like, ChatGPT was like, I can't give you word from word, because I'm like, I want to know what it said. Don't be over here paraphrasing. It was like, no, I can give you the paraphrase. Me and ChatGPT, we was going at it. It was like, I can't. It's copyrighted. I didn't realize it was copyrighted. So even when I get, that's what I'm saying. Go to the word yourself and read it yourself, honey. But we different roles, right? If you're, and I don't want to keep hitting them, but I am. You know what? If you are meant to serve, just serve. If you're meant to teach, just teach. If you're meant to encourage, just encourage. If you're meant to be a giver, give. If you're meant to lead with diligence. You're meant to be, that emotional support is there for people. Show mercy and do it with joy. Okay, we all have a role, and go figure out your role. Right, go read the text yourself. But I feel like in this moment, I just feel like, okay, am I the encourager? Because encourage means to give support, to give confidence, and to give hope for someone. And I think that's my role. It may change next week, when I get more insight, but based on a little bit of 1 week of Bible reading that I have today, I think I'm an encourager. And I've always felt like, man, I'm here to inspire people. And so that's my role. I'm curious what your role is. Please share in the comments or email me back, text me back, and let me know, like, what is your role in this world? Again, encourage means to give support, confidence, or to give hope to someone. So yeah, so I invite you to not just don't do this journey alone. I may not be your person, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I promise you I'm okay. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing regardless, okay, because that's just who I am. It's all over my life, and I've done it consistently. But I really empower you to find your community, or be courageous enough to build your own community around what you get to do in the world. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that's all of my notes. Wow. Hold on. Is there something else? Yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah. Also, you can feel free to tell me your non-negotiable. Like, what is the one thing that you're committing to? So for right now, in this context, my non-negotiable is going live every week with my community, maybe on some social media, maybe in our back offices, however that stuff, or tech stuff, but in my community, because I do give out a weekly. And so if you have a non-negotiable that you're like, man, I need to be going live, or I need to be putting out more content, or I need to be, getting out in the community and doing all this, like, what you need to be doing. Like, don't nobody need to tell you. You already know. The Spirit told you. Okay, follow your spirit. But what is that non-negotiable that you struggle with most? And I invite you, this is the action. For the next 3 days, you get to track this one area, and you get to report back to this video, report back to my email, report back to my text message. For the next 3 days, what is your gift? What is one area that that you're not managing? What's the non-negotiable that that you should with the most? And you get to track it for the next 3 days. And you get to report back to me. I'm holding y'all accountable. Anyways, wow. Hey, we all can change. We all can be who we think we are. We all can be who we think we are. And yeah, I just empower you to just have faith, be obedient, be yourself, and yeah, be the change, and take action on the change that you want to see in the world.